We're going to try something new this week and see how it goes. We're going to talk a little bit more in depth in a video format of the workouts for the upcoming week and kind of give you guys a better idea of what we're doing, what I'm thinking. Um, so this is the first week of that. So on Monday, what we're going to do, we're going to do a couple little intervals. We're going to do an 8-minute AMRAP of escalating and go 3, 6, 9, 12, as long as you can go, of calories on the row, and then burpees. Then you will rest 8 minutes. Then you're going to do 8 minutes of 7 dumbbell thrusters, 7 chest to bar pull-ups. Rest 8 minutes. So 2 8-minute AMRAPs. I guess why, people ask all the time, why do we do these intervals? Why isn't it just 16 minutes as hard as you can go? The goal of these intervals is for you guys to put a solid effort at, 85%. So at your maximal rate when we're doing intervals, when you rest, you're going to be able to have greater output at that percentage. So let's say it was an 18-minute AMRAP, and you would only get, maybe 2 or 3 minutes at that 85% because you can't maintain it. But if you do it 2 or 3 minutes in the first one, 2 or 3 minutes in the second one, then your cumulative time at that effort level is much higher. So that gives you a greater training response, right? So if you have 6 minutes total at 85% versus 3 minutes, it's twice as much. So that's why we do these intervals. And just something to think about. If you want to talk about it more, we can. But that's a whole nother series. So anytime I'm thinking we have these really short, kind of grinder workouts, got to have a long warm-up, and don't want to put all of our effort into these things. So that's why we're not doing a strength component to start off the day. Trying to work that conditioning, trying to work that engine, and we'll take care of those things later on in the week. So on Tuesday, we're going to do some deadlifting. So when I say build to a heavy, that just means heavy for today. Doesn't mean it's got to be close to your all-time PR. So I did, my all-time PR is like 475. I did heavy on Sunday. It was about 400. So, that's about 20% less, but that's all I felt. And then every 2 minutes. So you start at 0, 2, 4, 6 to 24. So you're doing, you're going to do 12 of these bad boys. So start light and get heavy. You don't have to, so it's 3 deadlifts, 6 chest to bar, 30 double unders. This is going to get hard, so you probably want to escalate the deadlift. Start light, I would say start about, 65% of that. And we're not trying to go, I want those hips down, I want that great back angle. I don't want you rounding up. And if it means that you got to do a little less, then you got to do less, because this is just, we're training. We're trying to get you guys in the right positions, feeling great. Now, if you can't do double unders, all I want you to do is 30 seconds for max reps of double unders. If you can do double unders, do about 30. This will take about a minute. So, something to stew on. So it's gonna get hard, assuming that your grip's gonna get smoked. So it's about a minute on, minute off. So be thinking about that. So if you're doing toes to bar and it's taking you 20 seconds to do 6, probably scale that number back to something that's a little more reasonable. We're going to Wednesday. So what we're doing on Wednesday, a little clean development. You're going to do 2 power cleans plus 1 jerk. So it doesn't have to be touch and go. You can drop it. But we really are trying to work on that jerk, guys. We talked about it earlier. I want everyone, if they clean it up to their shoulders, I want to feel super confident in putting it over their head. So that's what I want. Then we got a little 10-minute AMRAP of some hang cleans and running, getting some good conditioning, get those traps used to pulling, get it in that pocket. I love working from the hang. Just it eliminates a lot of the people, pulling early, and we want to institute those good positions. So if you're really new to CrossFit and you haven't perfected the clean, don't be afraid to hang out at the hang in these. That's not a bad thing. You don't want to develop bad habits like I did, and then it takes you 2 or 3 times longer to get rid of those. So on Thursday, some of you guys have heard me talk about it. There's a competition down at my buddy's gym in North Atlanta in December. They announced a couple of the workouts. One of them's 5-rep max front squat. So we're going to test that out. 3-person guy teams, 3-person girl teams. They have a master starting at 35. Something you might want to consider. It's a great gym, great atmosphere. They are an extension of my CrossFit family, and I love those guys down there, so we want to try to get a big crew out there, support them. We'll get more info to you on that. And then we're doing 3 minutes max thrusters at 115, and then 3 minutes max burpee over the bar, and we're going to score total reps. Now, RXX is 2 rounds of that, so that would be, this is 6 minutes. If you want to take it to not, if you want to double it, you can. One thing I would warn you is on this thrusters, that's not super heavy. So if you don't think you can do that, I think that you should probably in 3 minutes maybe get 30 reps at least, 30 or 40 reps. So if you can't get close to that, maybe you just dial it back and do 95 or something like that. And that's 75, not 750. And then we're going to just do some weighted sit-ups. If you guys are getting developed in those, don't be afraid to ask a coach. If you don't know what a GHD is, we'll show you that. I think it's a little more advanced move. Help build it up. And at the new gym, we'll be able to have all this stuff a lot more easily accessible. You're going to have about 5 times more space, so we'll be able to do a lot more. All right, on Friday, we're going to do 6 sets of 6 on the push press. Like I said, we're getting those shoulders strong. So get ready. All at the same weight, right? So I would think, about 2 minutes rest between. So every 2 minutes, try to do 6. So we're just working on cycling that barbell through, working on being efficient so that when we get to workouts, right, we can do the push press a little more efficiently. For me, the hardest part about when the push press gets heavy is lowering it. And I think for a lot of guys, that's the case. Some girls, they're a little more flexible so that they can keep their elbows higher a little bit better. But for me, it's lowering the bar, and that's what I got to work on. So that's what we're working on. Get those shoulders strong. We're going to call this barbell cycling, so get used to that. Then we got a little conditioning session, 1,000-meter row, 50 kettlebell swings, 500-meter row, 50 slam balls. So that's over your head. So nice little grinder. We're going to time that sucker, right? It's going to be no joke. It's going to be serious. If you guys like this video or have comments or questions, comment below. We're going to post these to YouTube. So we're going to post them. We're going to try to get them out every Sunday night so you guys can see the upcoming weeks. Now, my only concern is I don't want to see any people cherry picking. So, we're getting ready to, this cycle. We're just trying to get you guys ready, get you guys built up. We've had a really strong squat cycle. We're trying to do a little bit more shoulder strengthening. Like I said, get those shoulders ready, work on our jerk. Get ready for the open that's coming up. Got a paleo challenge thing that's coming. So be prepared, guys. Comment below, share this, like this, subscribe. Talk to you soon.